What's up, gang? Carlton Flowers here, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And we are going to jump in with an update on Solana. And I'm a little frustrated because I just shot a 15-minute video and I had the mic on mute. You don't know how frustrating that is. I want to just yank this mic off the desk and chunk it across the room right about now. I'm mad. This is driving me to drinking. Let me get a sip of my coffee. All right, I'm going to try to regurgitate everything I said because I said some profound stuff in that last video. So I'm going to try to get over this. Breathe. Woosah. Get over your anger and stupidity. I have a rule. Always check the stupid mic because you would not believe how many times I record videos with the mic on mute. You think I learned, but I never learned. All right, let's get rid of my handsome face. And we're going to have to just do this fast because I don't feel like talking for another 15 minutes. But here we are on the 4-hour chart. We want to know, where is Solana going to go from here after the big fiasco with the DDoS attack and the system being shut down to be fixed by the project developers in order to guard and protect it from future attacks? Well, we're sitting at a current price of $146.83. So what's next? Well, let's look at the chart here. Right now, we have a very bearish stochastic that looks like it is headed towards the oversold zone. We have bearish momentum where the fast line and the slow line on the oscillators are divergent, which tells us momentum is going to be continuing down. Now on the MACD, we also have a bearish indication right here because we have a crossover of the fast and slow oscillators right here. Plus we're printing red bars on the histogram again. Upstairs on the price, we are testing, we tested and failed it. We're trading below the 50 EMA. There's your 50 EMA line, which was support before because we touched it, poked through it here. We almost touched it again here. And then you know how I always say it. It's once, twice, 3 times a lady. And when you touch it that third time, it fails. And the once support becomes resistance. And now we're bumping our head on the 50 EMA from the underside as it is acting as resistance. But that's kind of plainly obvious. Now, our momentum is going downward, so where's it going to land? Well, here are the possibilities. First of all, we could jump down to the 200 EMA, which by the time you get a little bit more of this downward price movement factored in, this EMA is going to be like doing this. It'll look like that. And it could magically line up with this big fat volume node right there. And so we have already failed this big fat node here at about, 185? And we're approaching this one. So of highest probability is nailing this volume node at 142, okay? That's a foregone conclusion. That's like we're sliding into home plate and we just haven't touched it yet. Of next probability is coming down to this 116, which I think that's going to happen. Now, I did buy SOL at 157, somewhere around right here. And the reason why I did that is to get some skin in the game and force me to pay attention to the charts so I can start to do this DCA thing. If I didn't buy it, I would put it off like I did when it was at $25 and then ran up here to the peak at like 215. And I'm not going to do that again. So I started here and I will be DCAing on my way down as it goes. And this is not financial advice. You do your own thing. I'm just sharing with you my thoughts, my game plan. It's not advice. We're sharing together and we're talking in the comments about what both you and I think about this. All right? Just to make that clear. Now, after this node here, it is less likely but possible that we could jump down to this 93 and then the point of control price of 75. I really hope it does. I'm going to buy, if we hit these nodes, I'm going to buy at each node. And what will happen is the price is going to sail down until we get to the lowest level where confidence is restored. Now, it could be that people are confident that everything is fixed when we hit this node right here. But it could be that confidence is not going to be restored till we hit this one, or maybe down here at 75 where it's such a bargain that it will override people's unwillingness to take a chance because they think that, okay, Solana could be DDoS attacked again, and things could go sour. All right. Now, the thing is this, yes, it got attacked, and when they stopped it, that is an indication of what type of blockchain this is, which it is not completely decentralized. Now, Ethereum is completely decentralized, and the governments are not going to be able to take control of Ethereum. However, it has a trade-off. If you want 100% decentralization, you're going to have to put up with those ETH gas fees, where Solana comes in, and instead of, say, $50 to $100 for ETH gas fees when you're trying to buy some small amount of a crypto, on the Solana blockchain, it could be a few hundredths of a cent for fees. That's the trade-off. And plus, it can do, what, tens of thousands of transactions per second? I can't remember what, maybe it's a few thousand, as opposed to, say, 20 with Ethereum. But that's the trade-off, and that's the difference between the two blockchains. So they can solve the bottleneck of speed and the high gas fees, but the trade-off is a little bit of centralization. So that means that we have to hope that the developers who are in control, who hold the keys to this thing, will never be rotten and turn against us or do something evil or rug pull or something like that, which I don't think it's going to happen anytime. But that's just something to take into consideration, and that's the difference between Solana and Ethereum. All right, let's jump to the one-day chart, then we're done. So here on the one-day, we see that glorious ride up and this rather very calculated stair-step correction. We usually don't see that a lot. I mean, that's amazing to see how nicely it has just come stair-step down, where we only have one green doji candle in here that is hiding right there. And then the rest of it is just a clear slide straight down. Kind of nice. So after we had this romp where the stochastic stayed buried up here above the 80 line here in the overbought territory, we had the slide, and momentum is clearly headed down here to oversold. I want an arrow, please. There's our arrow, where we still have divergence between the fast line and the slow line. The %K blue, %D is in this reddish orange. It looks reddish when it's up against this purple, but it's actually orange. And when they are divergent, it's a continuance. But here on the MACD, it's obvious. I mean, look at this crossover right there. It's clear that we're going to have downward momentum on the trailing MACD oscillators, and we're also printing red bars on the histogram. So we're coming down, folks. I mean, that's just it. And then here's our volume nodes, where it's the one that I just talked about at 141 that we're sliding into home. There's the one at like 95, and then we come on down, and the lowest one here that I think we could hit is this 75. The probability drops as we go down, all right? And then we could hit point of control at 34, which would be great, because that's just $10 more than what I should have bought down here when I had my first inclination to buy, and I didn't. And then it went on this rip up to 215. I'm not going to make that mistake again. So as I said, I've bought one Solana at 157, and I'm doing the DCA game. And I will be purchasing all the way down now that I have skin in the game. So each one of these nodes that we hit, I will look to grab one or two just a little bit. And that's not financial advice. But I still have the faith that this thing is going to be a huge alternative to Ethereum without the gas fees. I think we've got plenty left to go when the bull market resumes. And everyone will forget about the DDoS attack. And I plan on increasing my financial situation by investing in this thing. So that's about all that I have for now on the remake of the Solana video with the mic turned on. Hey, post your thoughts below. I want to know what you think. Are you sitting on a bag of Solana? What price did you jump in? Are you on the sideline right now waiting to see where it's going to go? And has your confidence been shaken after the DDoS attack? Or are you pretty confident in the ability for the programmers, the developers, to get this thing back on track and to protect it from those terrible people out there who do unscrupulous things? who try to cheat the system and make life difficult for other people while they steal the money from the hardworking. Sound like a politician right there. Well, I want to know about it. We'll see you in the comments, and we will chop it up again on the next Solana update. We'll see you next time.